long sleeves, but I'm just gonna be using these a lot.
You actively went to buy it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yay! Yay!
This is episode 177, everybody. What is happening?
I guess we can start off the podcast that way. For those that are not watching, it's a visual
really
joke.
A visual joke.
Foehamner has tiny hands. Not literally. Actually, I have no idea literally, but
one-to-one scale Trump hands.
Yes, fully agree with that. So yeah,
I had to
that's how
debate
tiny
between
they are.
those ones or the hands that are so tiny that they go on the end of your finger. And you can have like a hand of hands. I went with those ones.
That reminds me of that. Oh, it reminds me of that Steven Universe episode that freaked me out with the cats.
Yeah.
Oh,
The cats,
I
yeah.
did not like that.
I did not like it either. No, season one was
That went
weird.
from cute to horrifying real quick.
Yeah, and I used to put them in water to make them go away.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is how we deal with our cat. We just spray water at it, so I guess...
I thought you were just how you drowned it. I was like,
No.
Oh,
no.
Not okay. You can't just say that or do that. I had a similar experience. I watched a classic Western called Bone Tomahawk, and it was a good movie, but I was not prepared for how it makes a hard turn from Western into horror. It starts Kurt Russell, and they go up against cannibals, and so there's a lot of at the end. There's a lot of pretty explicit,
gore?
disembodied, people
Okay.
getting chopped up scenes. So I was like, it's a good movie, but was not prepared.
Where was the content warning?
Yeah, the sound effects were the worst part, more than the visuals, honestly.
Like bone crunching?
Just bone crunching crap. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan.
My fiance basically went to like a 2-year filming program, school program, and she because she loves horror movies and I do not. So sometimes to make me feel better, because the sound effects are really bad, she'll explain to me like how they make the sound effects.
Oh, cool.
Be like, oh yeah, this is just like, I'm just making this up. Like, yeah, this is a carrot snapped in half mixed with somebody stamping on the ground or something like that.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just be like, oh, okay. Like, I don't
Practical
know why,
effects
but,
are
like,
really cool, the way they... Especially sound effects and everything.
Yeah.
sound effects are hard. But they're so iconic when you do it right. Like, we think about Jurassic Park. Exactly.
It's an elephant or something, right? An elephant mixed in with a tiger.
It's something,
The
it's a
TIE
couple...
Fighter,
it's like,
I think, is like a sped-up elephant or walrus. Or elephant seal, maybe.
yeah, there's a couple. The lightsaber sound effect was also pretty infamous with how they made it, because it was kind of on accident. I can't tell you what it was, but like it was an
like
accidental.
waving a tube in front of a speaker to cause feedback or something.
Yes. I think that's correct. Yes.
I don't know what the tube was. Yeah, I don't know how it worked. I just seen videos of people doing it.
Yep. It was something like that. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Sound effects like amaze me, because it is one of those things that you don't think about, but when they're bad, you notice it right away.
They say sound is 50% of your movie.
Pretty much. I think about, like, just visual novels. What makes a bad visual novel, besides, crappy writing? Bad mixed sound effects. Because I have played many visual novels in my day, and when you have poor sound effects...
Can't they just get a lot of, like, stock ones or, like, cheap ones?
Thankfully, there are actually quite a few ways to get public domain free sound effects, but you still gotta mix them down. If you just plop them in the game, because I've seen it happen. You plop it in, it's awful. You have to really mix it down and make sure
you gotta know how
matches.
to, like, make it sound proper in your game.
Yeah, but like these days, people, like, if you're making, like a game like that, you really, you can find plenty of good, free, or very cheap public domain sound
I want to
effects.
learn how to make my voice sound like Soundwave.
I think that's more of editing, like an Audacity.
It's like post editing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've been on a binge of really expensive Transformers toy shopping, and I've been watching a lot of Transformers like channels, And there are those that are just the usual, like a backdrop camera in front of, like, the camera is like here, and then they transform, they talk and review. And some of them do stop motion while reviewing it, and that's really cool. And then there's this guy who does stop motion. He shows you how to transform the toy using stop motion, which is like, I love it. But he always does like a skit in the beginning with the stop motion as well. And he does like a pretty good Soundwave voice. And I'm like, I really want to know how to do that. Soundwave is one of my favorites.
That probably wouldn't be too hard to figure out. I mean, I'm really bad with sound editing. I've never really, sorry, my computer wants to update. No. Anyway,
no Windows, no.
No Windows, stop.
Down,
okay,
bad.
Yeah, sure. That bad. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, it's I think I'm sure if you've looked online, you might be able to find
I'm
some,
sure.
like,
I haven't really
something.
like put in the effort to.
For sure, yeah. I've
for her
never
to do a GLaDOS voice that was pretty cool. I didn't.
That's
I couldn't
cool.
find a way to do it live, but like in post, doing stuff would be fun.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do it live, you need a special soundboard practically at that point that will modulate your microphone.
I mean, and certain effects are like impossible. Like I can't remember what effect I was listening to, but like it turns out that the effect was like if you'd record yourself saying a thing, and then you would duplicate it and reverse it. So like as you're saying it, you're hearing like the last thing you say at the same time. It is weird.
Oh, that's interesting.
Backwards echo kind of. So there's no way to do that live, obviously.
Yeah.
Unless you can
The only
teleport through time.
Yeah. Besides basic editing, the only true crazy editing I've ever done with Audacity was trying to make my own karaoke tracks. Because there's it's not great, but there's basically a cheap way on Audacity you can make karaoke tracks for certain
I didn't know
songs.
that.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't work well on every song. It's a weird thing you have to do. You have to like copy. I have to look it up. You have to like copy and reverse something in the song, the way the sound waves go, and for some reason, for a lot of songs, it gets rid of the main vocals. If there's a lot of like modulation with the vocals or tons of backups, it gets really wonky. But yeah, I used to, because back in the day of theater auditions, I was helping out a friend who wanted to audition with a very specific song that did not have a karaoke track to it. And so I had to help her out, amongst other things. So, but yeah, that's weird.
Sarah, you say you watched Castlevania?
I did.
Season 1?
1 and 2. Yeah, I actually didn't even realize I was watching 2 different seasons. We just kept watching it. It was just a night where we're just like, oh, let's try out Castlevania, and I was a little tentative, to be honest, at first.
Oh, really?
Well, I just never played any Castlevania games. I'm not usually into super vampire stuff, but I got drawn into it pretty quickly. I mean, it's gorgeous art. It's incredibly well done. The artwork.
And the story is actually quite. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to know
very
anything about
accessible.
Castlevania too. Yeah, very accessible.
It's very accessible. And to be honest, you know what it reminded me of? I'm not saying it's the same story. I'm more saying it as far as like the way they kind of did the writing with the characters. It reminded me of The Witcher. Just again, not like the only way I can explain it was they almost kind of made fun of themselves, like they almost kind of lampshaded themselves as they were doing the story a little bit. I don't know how else to explain it. Like there was weird comedic moments that I was not expecting. And that's the only way I can really explain it. But yeah, I got really drawn to the story. The characters are pretty well done. Like, I don't know if you've seen season 2. Once you see season 2, they really start working together pretty well. The dynamics are all really good and interesting. And the fight scenes, one of the major like fight scenes that happens towards the end of season 2 is just amazing.
Well, like,
I was
the
like,
final fight for season 1 with the mage person, she's doing stuff I wish we'd seen in Avatar with like ice and stuff. I'm like, oh man, like this is the best.
Oh yeah, she's basically like an R-rated Avatar.
I like that she was such a badass.
Oh yeah, and she's and I think that's what I love is like there was nothing about her that it literally. I'm not saying she was one of the guys, but like there was not a moment where it was like, oh yeah, she's a girl. Yeah. You know, she kept up, and there was just no. Yeah. I think what was so cool about her character too is what she actually ended up representing, which is more obvious towards the end of season 2, because she's the only one that has like a close family. So in her mind, she's like, guys, we gotta get along because we're all in this together. And she's very much kind of the type of. I know it seems very like typical girl character. But I don't know, the way they did it was good. It didn't bother me. It didn't feel like a trope. It felt like, yeah, that's her character, so that's how she's gonna act, and that's how she's gonna be. She was very much like, guys, come on, get along with each other. Stop it. What are you doing? And stuff like that. It was yeah, I really enjoyed it. We didn't get a chance to get through season 3 yet, but yeah, we got through season 1 and season 2, and yeah, absolutely, that art is just gorgeous. All the fight scenes just, so yeah,
it's really good. I can't wait for season 4, and the animation studio, a new Netflix animation is coming out called Blood of Zeus. They're making that.
Oh,
and when you watch it, you're like, yeah, this looks exactly like, not exactly, but this is pretty much Castlevania style animation from what you saw.
Yeah, well, it's
Netflix.
Beautiful. I'll watch 10 more shows with that style.
Blood of Zeus is real good. You should watch the trailer.
It's out?
Okay.
Or just the trailer?
I'm not sure if it's out, but the trailer came out like a week ago.
Okay.
What's is it like a
Oh, it's coming out
mythology?
in 10 days, 27. Yeah, like literally about Zeus, and it's something like, the gods killed the Titans, and then the Titans put a curse, and there are these like things where they eat the blood and they become monsters, like demons kind of thing. And of course, you don't actually follow, the main character is not actually a god, it's a demigod, because of course it's always a demigod that saves the day.
Well, yeah, it has to be, right? Protagonist.
Because the half human, which is the weak part, gives them an advantage or some shit. I don't know, whatever.
It's not as interesting.
It is. And then he's like, this is in the trailer. Number 1, this is in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. Number 2, I will explain number 2 after I say this. So the character is like, I'm the son of Zeus. And the reason why, the second reason is everybody's the son of Zeus. So like, doesn't really fucking matter.
True.
Gary next door is the son of Zeus. Lisa next door. Like, everybody's the son of Zeus, okay? So
yeah.
I was just a bit pissed off that they went with the son of Zeus route.
Yeah, because are they making Zeus like a Disney Zeus?
This looks very mature, so I don't think so.
It's very mature? Okay.
It's
that's
very
at least
gory.
Good, 'cause Zeus is
imagine
not a good
Castlevania.
mythology.
Imagine the Castlevania gore and just apply a Greek makeup over it. Like, it kind of...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair
It's
enough. I'll take a look.
R-rated Percy Jackson.
Honestly,
Yeah, I was about
it
to make
looks
that
really
same-
good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm down.
Is it
I'm
going to
down.
be on Netflix? Do you know?
It is a Netflix exclusive.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have to take a look then, because yeah, I'll watch 10 shows with that art. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful, even when it's super bloody. So
Yeah,
good.
It is.
really like
But
it.
yeah,
It is very, very good looking.
I'm trying to think. Was I watching something else, or were we just watching Castlevania? Sorry, it's been a bit of a blur. Because
mentioning the girls thing is funny because I watched season 2 of The Boys, and there's
I still haven't watched that one yet. Shit. Okay.
there's like a couple of like during the course of the season, it keeps cutting to the superheroes on the set of basically filming the Avengers movie, that universe's Avengers movie, and they keep trying to push this narrative like girls get it done, and they're clearly like mocking that scene from the Avengers where it just has all the girls like line up not doing anything, and there's this great scene at the end where the girls actually get it done. Like there's like 3 girl heroes beating up another one. Like, holy shit, girls do get it done. Like, yeah, like eat shit, Nazi scum. Like beating the crap out of someone. Like it's like yes, this is what the scene should have been. Actually, getting it done.
Talking about Nazis.
Oh,
This is not. Wait. That new TV show that was based on the comic, that really good comic, that movie that came out, Dr. Manhattan. What was Watchmen?
Oh, Watchmen.
That one's about
Sorry to
Nazis,
finish
right?
that.
I mean, white
The
supremacists.
original-
more like KKK.
No, not the
than
original, like
Nazis.
the HBO or whatever TV series.
Yeah,
it's
they're
about
more
like white
KKK.
supremacists, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I only watched the first episode. I need to watch more of it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I really liked it.
I heard really good things about it.
Yes, so
Good.
did
I
I.
watched it all. It's great.
Yeah, I just keep forgetting, but damn you, Cricket! It's back again. Anyway,
The cricket do not like Watchmen. Think it's
No, it
boring.
does not. Sorry, got a lot of opinions.
I think
over
the
here.
cricket is one of those, the comic's better than the movie. Yeah, sure, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was mad at They were mad that they changed the ending of the Zack Snyder film originally. They're like, listen, okay, big alien. There's no lead up in the movie. Their change made sense. Nope. Anyway, I'm just speaking for the cricket.
Just one more little factoid about Castlevania. The guy who got Castlevania done, like the showrunner, producer guy, who was trying to get it made, is Adi Shankar. Indian filmmaker based in the U.S. and he's the producer of Dredd, the new Just Dredd, the one from 2012.
Oh, interesting.
Also, a really cool thing he does is on YouTube he does this like parodies. So he does parodies of like IP, so like the Punisher, Venom, Power Rangers, but it's always like a darker, more matured, like very grounded take on it. I don't know how to explain, but he does like these short movies on them. I don't know how he's able to like not get copyright, whatever, but it's called the Bootleg Universe. It's just like short films about like all these characters that everybody knows. So like the Venom one is like done in this black and white private eye journalism kind of style. It's just really interesting. I just thought everybody might, like that. So he has one on the Punisher, which he actually used the Thomas Jane guy, the Thomas Jane actor, the one that played Punisher in the early 2000s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He did Venom. He did one with Just Dredd. Power Rangers. Power Rangers one is pretty good too. Very, very mature. Apparently, he has one on James Bond, Mr. Rogers, and Pokemon.
Hilarious.
So I really suggest. He makes good stuff. Like,
what's his channel called?
If you just look up like Eddie Shankar Bullet Universe, you should be able to find his channel.
Eddie Shankar Universe.
Bootleg Universe.
Bootleg Universe.
What else did you watch or play, Sarah?
I haven't been really playing much. I've been doing off and on Final Fantasy XIV. We finally got a house, which, if you guys don't know, is sadly a huge accomplishment in that game because it's like impossible. We literally woke up early because they basically added more houses to it in a patch. And we woke up early. It's because they're all. The problem is that the way their housing system works is it's really janky because they're all they all exist independently, so you have to have, so you can't like really you can't really make more houses easily because like they all exist. It's a neighborhood, you can visit people's houses.
I understand the idea of it,
but in theory,
it's a first
in
come
practice,
first get kind of
awful. And also how to get a house when there's one up for sale is atrocious. Just atrocious.
Is it an auction?
So it's even worse than that. Basically, normally, like, if somebody decides to sell their house, or not sell their house, because you don't sell your house, you just leave it. Or if someone's, like, been inactive X amount of days, so it just gets automatically put up for, sale. So it will be at a certain price, depending on the size of the house. But you have basically between, like, I think it's, like, 7 and 36 hours or maybe 24 hours to when it becomes available, and you don't know unless you click on it. So basically what happens is you see a house is up for sale, you go up to with it with a bunch of other people and keep clicking on the placard to see if it's ready to be bought yet, because at any second it could be ready to be bought.
And it's first come first serve.
Yep. So, like, you could have someone who's been there for 7 hours because it wasn't up for sale yet, clicking away, and then some guy come in, and he just happens to click on the right second when it was up for sale and gets the house.
This sounds like a thing that somebody would use a script or a bot for.
You might be able to.
Which
like I
sucks.
said, the problem is that you might be able to. I'm sure maybe some people do. We've just never heard of it. But it's a random timer. So, like, I don't know if there's a way to predict that. But maybe.
Mostly like just a clicker bot or something.
Yeah. I've never seen a bot do it. Because I've seen people try it. Never, because you can tell what are bots in the game based on how they always have their names scrambled and they glitch around. So I don't know, but it's awful because like it's a random timer between like 7 hours to 24 hours, and it's just awful. So the good thing about this patch is basically a bunch of new houses were just up for sale immediately. So of course what you're doing at that point is getting into the world as soon as it opens because the patch is finished, and then flying as fast as you can to a house and then getting it, which is what happened to us. We managed to get one that way, but it was bad.
So I understand it's a really big accomplishment because of how shitty the system is, but how important is to the experience of playing Final Fantasy XIV of getting a house?
I mean, it depends on how much you like playing house and how much you like the social aspect of it. The social aspect of it is a pretty big accomplishment because it's like your own private space to host people to come over. That can be open and people can enjoy the space that you have. It's a bit of a status symbol, I would say, for sure. As far
It's
as like
high level play. Not
a little bit, yeah, because it's expensive, to get the stuff you need for it and to get the pieces of it. We were raising Gil for quite a while to be able to do this. And so it has been paying off because we were able to get all the stuff
do you
we
just buy
wanted right away.
furniture or can you like remodel, like move the walls and shit?
You can't necessarily move the walls, but you can add walls, which is what we do. So they basically give you like a square space, and then it's not huge. Like we got a small house, and already we were like, maybe we'll get a medium house next time. Because here's the other bullshit part of this housing system: if you already have a house, it's really easy to get another house. I don't know exactly why, but basically you get to bypass the stupid timer. Yeah, if you already have a house and there's another house that may be open, you can pretty much move immediately to that new house without the timer. It's bullshit. So people house hop all the time. Yeah, it's bad. Luckily, they also made it that you can only have one house at a time, because then, yeah, literally people were just buying up houses, and that, that's not fair. So that was a thing they had to stop. But anyway, so you can buy furniture, you can buy some NPCs that sell things, like certain basic items you can have be at your house. You can have, you can, like I said, make walls and make kind of special seating arrangements. There's like 10 different kinds of baths you can put there, like hot spring kind of stuff. And just make things look pretty. It just looks really pretty. So, there is some decent customization. Obviously, people have really broken the game to be able to do some really crazy customization stuff, and that's pretty cool. Like, we found out a way to, like, make a raised deck outside through it. It looks really cool. And stuff like that. But yeah, it's more of like a social status symbol. Like, you can get your own room in other ways that are easier. If you're part of a free company, for instance, they can get a house and you can basically like board a room inside there. I think there's also like apartment complexes which are infinite, so you can have your own there as well. So there are other
for the
ways,
poor people.
but like, yeah, exactly. But like a house that's like a
real life basically.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Square Enix with the accuracy.
Yeah. Oh no, it's so bad. Like, and it's what's I think so stupid is they could have had a really simple way of doing this. Literally, it's just like, hey, a house is for sale. You have 24 hours to buy a lottery ticket for it. Oh, you won the lottery. Oh, you did it. Here's your money back.
So like by chance, basically.
Yeah, like they don't, but they don't do it that way. But it's a really simple idea they could just implement to save people so much grief. But they don't, because they think that by doing this they'll lower the demand, but they really aren't. Because obviously if you don't have to spend like 10 hours trying to click on a placard, they'll get more people.
Oh, so it's like Nintendo and having that false, what's the word?
False, not scarcity, but false supply,
false scarcity, yeah.
Yeah, but basically, I mean, that's I think what they think they're doing, because they do have a true low supply just because it's memory in the game, because like I said, in the servers. But they think that by doing it this way, they'll get fewer people demanding a house. But in reality, it's just a poor system. It's a really bad system. But we got a house, so I guess we're cool now and rich and wealthy. But it's a small house, so it's not as good. Yeah, exactly. No, I still think it sucks, but at least I am able to get what I want. I live bougie in the the online world. But yeah, I've been doing, so that's been probably the biggest accomplishment that happened.
Getting a house is pretty big, actually.
Yeah. I mean, in 14, it's a huge accomplishment, so...
So,
but other
you
than
just
that,
tell people, I got a house! Like, oh, real life? No, in a game. In a fucking game.
in a game.
I can't afford it in real life. What the
Don't be
fuck?
crazy.
But yeah, it's
I'm
it's
reaching that
something.
age. I mean, I'm already at that age. I'm like thinking, like, maybe you should stop paying rent and put that rent money into,
That's
a
what I
house
did.
payment.
This is a house.
but then I looked at the prices and I'm just thinking I probably need up something like 15 to 20% of the asking price, and I'm like, I don't have that. Like,
Yeah,
all
I
this
don't
towards
know
rent,
what-
I can't save money.
I know, right? I don't know what housing is like in Malaysia. I mean, here 10% down is pretty typical for your first house.
it's like,
but-
according to my friend, it's something like 10% down plus like legal fees. So he said something like, make sure you have a minimum of 15% at least, something
Got
like
it.
that.
I could see that.
Mm.
Housing is confusing. The only reason, I mean, we were able to get a house, but part of that was just because my brother works for a mortgage banker, basically. Well, a mortgage company. They're not a bank. It's a mortgage company. And so he knew everything about how the process worked. And so he was able to help us.
That's good.
Actually, the economy has been so bad that we've been able to do what's called refinance twice, which basically means we've been able to lower our monthly mortgage payment twice in a year and a half, which is unheard
In a year and a half?
of.
Wow.
Yeah, twice. We're in the middle of one right now. So we did one, I think, like 6 months ago, and they called us again to ask if we wanted to do it again. We're like, okay, what will this decrease our payment by? $150 a month? Sure, we'll do that. Yeah, it's just because the economy is so bad. Thankfully, the housing prices have gone up, so our house value has gone up. So yay, bougie. But yeah, no, housing is just a ridiculous situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely the adult thing.
Just to like make you guys feel better about how the US is handling COVID. So Malaysia was so close to being a success story, and then we just kind of screwed it up.
No.
Yeah, cases were pretty much nationwide. Cases were at single digits for a long time, for quite a while. Single digits or like low tens. And then politicians, because of course it's the fucking politicians, there was like a state elections, and they did a lot of campaigning and shit without following standard procedures like wearing a mask and all that shit.
Wow.
And they were and then some people flew back, and then those people flew like into the different other states, and they had it, and now cases up to like 600 a day.
Oh no.
Malaysia.
Oh my god.
And the politicians all were
Yeah.
not punished. So we have like fines and jail time if you don't follow the procedures.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
the politicians who did not follow the procedures, and we know which ones,
Yeah,
get off scot-free
Man.
because of course.
Of
of course. Of course they do. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, our president we don't even know. Has have it.
When I heard that he had it, I'm like thinking, I feel like this is bullshit, because I feel like he's gonna use it and say, "Look at me, I'm cured of the COVID. You shouldn't be." I was thinking that was the route he was gonna go,
Yeah.
and he
It
kind of
doesn't
did it.
seem- Yeah, kind of, except there's actually been a lot of like inside knowledge that says he probably actually is having it still. It's just that he's been able to, of course, get the best medical care
yeah,
and
of
be
course.
pumped full of, experimental stuff that's able to help him out. So,
He should
there's that.
try out those treatments that he told people to try.
Right? Wish he
don't think
put
he's gonna
bleach
try
in his
those.
mouth.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's actually, I feel actually very sad. It turns out his youngest son, I guess, has it now too. And so many
How young is he?
of his, yeah,
How young is
yeah,
he?
Barron Trump, yeah, I guess he tested positive as well.
Is he like 10 years old or something?
10 to 14?
I'm sorry.
He's like,
Yeah,
His
low
name is
teens, I
Baron?
think.
yes,
Yeah.
Baron. I know.
What
I know.
the fuck? Okay.
I know. Yep.
Is this like
Yeah,
the kid
he-
with Melania or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, their youngest child. Yep, I think it's Melania's only child, I believe. Yeah.
And they
it's,
named him Baron. Okay, I just wanted to double check that.
Baron Trump. Yeah, I'm sure that was a. Yeah, I know. I don't know what
Duke
to tell you,
taken
man.
like?
I know. She had another one, probably Duke. Maybe if it was a girl, maybe Duchess. Marquis Trump.
The fuck? Who names their kid Baron?
Probably the same kind of person who names their kid Northwest. I don't know, man.
It's just a bad, I mean, it sounds like he's infertile too. I know it's spelled differently, but it's pronounced the same way.
I know. Oh yeah, it's true because it's Barron. So yeah, a little one letter away from Baron.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Oh.
Who are we kidding?
We're so lucky. I know.
So yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I'm still shocked Mike Pence hasn't come out saying he's positive because in those VP debates he did not look well. He was not feeling it. So, but he hasn't come out as positive yet, as far as I know. But then again, I think they're kind of locking down on news of positive test results at this point because of how much bad press it's getting. So
I also feel like the range of like symptoms is so broad. Like there's people who like have no symptoms, and there are people who like can't move because they're struggling to breathe constantly.
Yes. Oh, it's awful.
One of our politicians here said something like, "Why are we so afraid of COVID? Dengue kills more people." Dengue is not spreadable, you dumbass. Like, Jesus fuck.
Yeah, there's a lot of facts.
Like, dengue is like, you get it from like a mosquito, kind of basically.
Oh, I see.
We call it dengue. I think you guys call it dengue. I have no idea. Dengue fever.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you travel here, it's one of those things that the doctors will tell you about. Dengue fever. It's more common in like tropical countries. In Southeast Asia, yeah. But it's something that's transmitted by like mosquitoes, not from coughing on somebody. Like,
yeah.
How is it the same?
I mean,
Jesus.
It's like the people. I mean, that's even worse. I feel like over here, at least they try to be like, well, the flu, etc. Like, yeah, the flu kills maybe more people over the course of a year. COVID is right now killing more people in less than a year. So, actually, I think it has at this point surpassed how much flu usually kills people on average. So, but yeah, Michigan, actually, we thought we were going to be in big trouble because our Supreme Court decided that our governor's executive orders were unconstitutional.
Wearing a mask.
That amongst others. But yeah, the main thing of like, you must wear a mask and 6 social distance. So they try to be like, literally there was like some attorney general or something, I don't know who it was like, yeah, we're going to try to make it that, we're going to get rid of all the mask mandates and stuff like that. And it was actually scary when that was announced. And then our Department of Health and Human Resources went, nope, we basically put on this exact same mandates, but under the Department of Health, which I guess they have the power to do in like a health crisis. So we're good. But yeah, it was pretty scary. There was like a couple days we were like, what?
I read like a sheriff department in like where you are just basically just told everybody don't wear a mask or something.
Yeah, it's just so stupid because it's like, I don't know, welcome to America, I guess, but
we're not doing that hot over here too.
Yeah, I know, but
is it politicized over there?
COVID.
Like if you wear a mask, then you're
no.
If you don't wear a mask, you're a cool conservative.
So
yeah.
Basically no.
Okay.
That's a very American specific problem.
It really is because most countries are like, put on a mask.
Over here,
fine.
it's mostly just ignorance, like not wearing your mask properly, or just like
not traveling.
Not in this is unconstitutional or this is against my freedom. No. And that because we don't really argue those things. I don't know how to explain it, but that's a very American thing.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, trust me. There's, as you can see, Foe and I are just kind of flabbergasted at how much it is being argued. Yes, Cricket, I agree. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it is kind of crazy. I mean, and you want to be like, surely that's just some crazy people that feel that way. But like, I know people personally that are very offended of this idea that they must wear a mask. And you're just like, why?
My biggest worry is, no matter how much I dislike it, I have to admit how powerful the American media is. It tends to maybe influence is too strong of a word, but we get a lot of American media. Not just not just the superhero movies, the news as well. And I'm just really worried about how much all this kind of bullshit will affect like the thinking of other people.
Yeah. I mean, it's already seems to... I didn't realize we had that much control with the UK, but it feels like...
The UK are fucked up on their own, and the thing
That's
is...
true, they are.
The UK shares a lot of the fucked upness with you guys, so it feels like...
Yeah.
It's just... Oh my god, it's...
Yeah, it really is. It's just...
I was watching a video about... they were in Parliament or something, and one of the good guys were like... You spent 12 billion pounds. 12 billion pounds.
That's
basically paying this private company to do track and trace testing, and it's so bad. And the reason why, I mean, he didn't come out and say the reason why exactly, but we all know why. He basically said that that private company, one of the board of directors people is a Tory MP. And
conflict of interest.
And then other private companies where their brother is a Tory MP are getting contracts, as well as like, so who you gonna go to the corruptions department? That's being headed by a Tory MP. So it's just...
It's a mess.
It's fucked up over there.
It really is. In some ways, UK and like, I don't know what they've done with Brexit, but like in some ways the UK is almost worse off, I feel, than maybe, like, at least in America, there's just, it's so big that even when things start to crumble, like, I mean, things crumble badly, but there's still other systems in place. UK, I don't know what they're doing. I feel so bad for them. And I feel like in some ways they just, they don't even know what they're doing. They never expected the Brexit thing to go, and now everything else just kind of keeps stumbling after. Oh, it's so bad. Yay. World is...
so yeah, well, that's our COVID talk, I guess, every week. Shit.
Yay.
Never gets better. Jesus.
Speaking of UK, actually, I remembered a movie I saw. I wouldn't go so far to say, like, this is the best movie ever, but it was fun. It's the Netflix movie, Enola Holmes. I don't know if you guys saw the commercial of this.
I watched it.
Yeah. It was cute. I liked it, actually.
What's it called?
Enola Holmes. Enola. Enola Holmes. Basically, Sherlock Holmes' younger sister.
Oh, I think I've heard of this.
Yeah, Millie Brown, who was from Stranger Things, plays her. The mother is... I can't think of her name. Bellatrix. I can't think of her name. Helen Bonham Carter. Yep. And then Henry Cavill is Sherlock, which... works out pretty well. I forget the guy who... he does quite a good job. I forget the guy who plays Mycroft, but
him.
Sam Claflin?
Yes. Yeah. He's pretty good, though. It's a cute movie. Basically, It's just about Enola grew up with her mother. Her older brothers kind of went away and became famous. And then her mother goes missing, and she's trying to figure out, how and why. And, of course, she's not, your typical... English proper girl, and she's kind of trying to solve the mystery on her own and stuff like that. It's cute. Like, I'm not going to say it really broke any ground with anything. There's a quote that's circulating Facebook like wildfire among my liberal friends that's in there. That's pretty cool. But anyway, but it's cute. I thought it was an enjoyable movie. I'm not saying it was like the best movie ever, but it was enjoyable. That's on Netflix. I wouldn't mind if they made a sequel.
She does a lot of talking right into the camera, and that turned me off pretty hard at first, but I got used to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of fourth wall breaking, so if you're not into that, this will be tough. I saw the commercials first, so I knew what I was getting myself into. So that's why it didn't really shock me as much. But yeah, Millie Brown is just adorable.
How are they filming with all the COVID stuff? Basically,
I don't know.
If cases are down enough, they will open, because I think like Batman is closed now for a while.
Batman
that part of that was also...
date.
Yeah, I think also part of that was because Robert Pattinson got COVID, I think.
Oh, he got it?
Oh.
Yeah,
I have friends who've been like certified as like COVID like managers for movie sets. So I assume some people are just trying to soldier on. I don't know if my friends have gotten jobs because of this, but they've got the certification. So I think some people are still going, but I don't.
So hold up, COVID is opening new job opportunities, is what you're saying?
Kinda, yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Hey, man, the economy.
You gotta do what you gotta
to
do.
be-
I guess.
Zoom's hired a lot more engineers.
Yeah, I bet they have. Oh, even though Zoom actually drives me nuts, to be honest with you. But that's okay. Story for another time.
Slack is shit now. I don't know about anybody else, but like
Oh,
I don't
I'm
know,
not in
just-
the company that uses Slack,
yeah,
so
but
I know.
like
I use
it just
Slack.
feels
It's
really
okay.
slow now for some reason.
Uh,
I'm not sure if it's me
Oh.
or what. Yeah. Anyways. Cool.
But yeah, I mean, with this particular movie, it came out at a time where I feel like they must have recorded even before COVID and just kept it under wraps.
Probably.
Just because the timing of it seems
so.
like I don't think they recorded during COVID. I just didn't hear anything. It was funny because I saw the commercials, like, oh, interesting. When's this coming? Next month. So it was cool. But yeah, it's cute. I think it's an enjoyable film. It's
Yep, I get that.
I'd be curious. I would watch the sequel.
I think
It was
it's
a
probably
nice like.
better than the second Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr.
Fair enough. That one was a weird one, I will admit. I
a
mean,
weird
the
one.
first one was so solid, I feel like the second one was... Anyway. But no, I think I agree with that. And Henry Cavill, I'll watch him do Sherlock. He was good.
Yeah.
For more reasons than one. I'm just glad he's, like, getting good roles. I'm just happy for him. He's such a nerd, too.
Was he in? Oh no, it wasn't him. He looks a lot like. Is it Army Hammer? One of the guys from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He looks like one of the guys from The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
He is in
Man
the.
from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah. He's the American spy, and Armie Hammer's a
Okay.
Russian spy. Yeah.
Okay, I had them swapped.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
I don't know that movie, but...
Oh, it's really good. The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
It's
It's,
good.
a
It's
movie
based on
based
an
off
old
a TV
70s
series.
show.
Yeah. 60s
Oh, okay.
TV series or something.
Like a Mission Impossible era kind of.
It's it's like I think during the
Cold
Cold
War.
War, but
Russian
American
spies
and
gotta
Russian.
Get along.
Yeah. It's really honestly it's
It's a good movie.
it's a fun movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I definitely recommend
I
it.
think the cricket got closer, I think.
It's
I
stalking
think
you.
it's in
The cricket
It's
can't.
like,
the cricket likes Henry Cavill, I guess.
You're
Yeah,
hooking.
apparently.
It's the crocodile.
The cricket is asking for a buffed up scene in The Witcher. Did we get a buffed up scene? We did.
We did.
We did,
Yeah.
right?
There was a
Yeah.
scene with a bathtub. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
Yeah, I
you
think-
guys hear
yeah.
the news? We might be getting bathtub scenes in Amazon's Lord of the Rings.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry.
So
What?
Amazon's been working on the Lord of the Rings show for a long time,
Yep.
and they
forgot
just
they
recently
were,
announced
yeah.
that they were hiring like what was the title they used?
Buffed
Like,
up manager.
No, like an intimacy counselor or something. Basically, it was
What?
very clear that they're like, we're gonna throw sex things into this thing. It's like we
Yeah.
don't want that. We
We
do
don't
not
need
want
that.
sex scenes in our Lord of the Rings. Please.
Because
I
they
feel
want to
like
turn it
J.R.
into like.
Tolkien is rolling in his grave right now.
I mean,
like,
to be fair, I don't actually know, but I don't think this is based off of any Tolkien specific IP. It's just set in the world of Tolkien.
got
as
it.
far
So
as
it's like
I know-
Fair
after the movies or something, right?
I don't think it's. I don't actually know. I should probably stop talking. I don't know enough, but I think it's.
So
not after,
does
I
the intimacy counselor put on the sock? Like, do they? You should be
I'm
angled
sure
this
that-
way.
She like marionettes them from off stage.
You shall do what I command. Wait, hold on. This seems bad. But no, I'm sure they're just somebody on set to make sure that everybody feels comfortable. Makes actually a lot of
probably.
sense in theory, but yes, I'll tell you what I did not need in my Lord of the Rings. As if, like, it needed to be compared to Game of Thrones even more, which is not even a fair comparison, but,
Yeah.
like, it did not need that even more. I do not need people, like, thinking
People
it's
watch Lord of the Rings for
Game of
different
Thrones.
things, I think.
Exactly, you know.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about how people like seem to view fantasy as a monolith instead of like a genre with tons of different types of stories. So I get really passionate when people are like doing things like this, like comparing Game of Thrones with Lord of the Rings. I'm like, they are not the same.
Ooh, I saw a really funny thing. Somebody on Reddit, there's a picture on Reddit of a bookstore that had taken out like a Harry Potter display, and they'd put a piece of paper that says, if you like Harry Potter but don't want to support J.K. Rowling, here are some other books you might like. And some
Yep.
idiot had commented like, oh, what a diss, showing off all these books that wouldn't exist without Harry Potter. It's like,
I saw that one.
And fortunately, people responded like, I don't think J.K. Rowling invented fantasy. Also, multiple books on that list are 20 years older than Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
yep.
So like,
Yeah.
And there
get
was
outta
some
here.
books
Oh my
where
God.
it's quite like you can see some of the influences that Harry Potter took from.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
And-
Harry Potter.
And people were just listing all the. No, she was. I remember that Twitter thread. It was something like like invented fantasy something, and also about being the first successful female writer or something. And everybody was just like, no, and just a long list of really successful female writers. So like, yeah, that was a really good thread. That was a good one.
Yeah. The main thing I will say that Harry, I mean, besides being very popular, but yeah, the main thing I think fame to claim for Harry Potter, honestly, is starting the YA genre. As far as making it popular.
Yeah.
Rebooting, I think is a good way to put it. Like rebooting and rebranding the YA genre. Because it was
Making
like
it
YA
sellable.
genre.
Marketable.
Yeah. Exactly, because before that, like, nobody wrote for young adult. It was a very poor market to write for. And then that one kind of jump-started it, and, you know, we got lots of YA novels after that, but they were not the same. But yeah.
The floor for quality was raised, which is good.
Yeah, which is definitely good.
On the topic of Lord of the Rings, I heard a really good quote today. The quote was technically about Atlas Shrugged, but the quote is, there are two novels that can change a bookish 14-year-old's life. The Lord of the Rings and Atlas Shrugged. One is a childhood fantasy that often engenders a lifelong obsession with its unbelievable heroes, leading to an emotionally stunted, socially crippled adulthood unable to deal with the real world. The other, of course, involves orcs.
I love it. Oh, that's so good. I knew where I was going. I was very happy.
Yes. Yeah.
F you, Ayn Rand.
It's just not well written.
I have to confess, the only book of Ayn Rand I ever read was it's the super short one that ends with I am ego or something. It's super short, but
I think you can live your life without needing to read any of her.
No,
Yeah.
I've heard enough about her. I know enough people who did read her.
Have you guys read any is it Robert Heinlein who wrote he wrote like Starship Troopers and The Moon is a Harsh Mistress and Stranger in a Strange Land? He's good. I mean it's on the same boat though. It's like whether or not you agree with like the politics this person's like clearly like championing, they're interesting in sci-fi books.
Gotcha.
I think it's Heinlein.
Well, at least they're
Heinlein.
well
Maybe I
written.
got it wrong. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the important part. I wouldn't mind Atlas Shrugged as much if it was, at least decently written.
Yeah, well, like, actually readable. Just based on the one book I read at first, I was like, okay, I'm glad this one was short. The same English year, we had to read that, and 1984. I actually enjoy 1984 more.
Totally, absolutely. It's way better.
Better written. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about Cold War politics.
I watched all of a show that I know Sarah liked. Harley Quinn. I watched all of it like the week after we.
Another one I
recorded
need to
last
watch.
episode.
Shit, I keep forgetting.
Did everything.
What?
It was
What'd
so
you
good. I
think?
couldn't stop. It was so good. Holy crap!
It's so good.
Like it was
Yeah.
like it was like She-Ra, but if the target audience was me.
I need to watch She-Ra. I will. I need to.
Wait,
watch
you haven't
it.
watched
But yeah,
She-Ra?
No, we haven't. I keep reminding.
It's literally made for people like you. You know that, right?
I know it is. We just
Okay.
literally haven't like sat down and just put it on. It's literally all it is. We are gonna watch it. It's just one of
It's
those
like one of my favorite shows.
I know.
It's good.
I know we're
Harley
gonna
Quinn's
love it.
better. That's fine. I'm just gonna do that.
Okay. Well, it's different, I guess. But yeah, no, Harley Quinn's amazing.
different.
I'm just
How many
glad you
seasons
were
of
able
Harley
to
Quinn?
binge watch
It's more
it.
satirical of Batman as a
It
whole,
is,
so
it
I like
is.
satire.
How many seasons of Harley
For
Quinn?
sure.
Just two.
Just two.
Just two right
I don't
now.
think there's going to be any more. It ends pretty like.
No,
you don't need
they
more.
are
I don't
doing a
want
third
more.
season.
I
They are doing a
I
third
want more
season.
because it's good, but like it was such a nice ending. I almost don't want more.
They are, no, to be honest with you, what they're gonna do, I don't know if you're okay with spoilers about how the relationship goes. Char?
Nah, just
Or keep-
quit.
Okay. So, like, what I love about it actually is it is going to make sense because, I mean, the main thing about Harley Quinn is the relationship with, well, her, like, getting out of relationships and her relationship with Ivy. And how they do it is so good because the first season is all about, like, getting out of toxic relationships and kind of finding yourself and finding your people. Then the second one is about them coming out romantically. And the third one is going to be about, like, how do you kind of deal with a healthier relationship after, like, getting out of toxicity. which is something that's very near and dear to my heart and my fiance's heart. So we're very excited about it. But no, they're gonna that's how they're gonna kind of keep it going. So they have a way. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, no, it's really good. So who's your favorite side character? I have to know.
Ooh.
It's so hard to pick one.
I mean, Alan Tudyk is just such a strong performer. I mean,
Clayface is so funny.
Clayface is so good.
It's so good.
But Ron Funches as King Shark is just like the best casting decision ever, too.
I know. I can't choose between those two. So Shar, the main reason you have to watch it is because of how they kind of flip the script on some of the like C-list villains in the Batman universe, like King Shark and Clayface, and it's so good. Like Clayface, for instance, I had no idea that in the original comics he was an actor. I had no clue. And so they play it straight here. So he's just this thespian that likes to make him look like other characters and play, like pretend to be them in acting.
He's not a criminal. He just wants to be an actor, but no one's going to give him a shot because he's actually not that good at acting.
No, it's so good. And then King Shark is adorable. And then, of course, and Bane, basically they make fun of the...
Bane was so good.
Yeah, Nolan's Bane. So he talks like that.
But he's so nice. I want the big chair. You know, just like you guys. I need a cup to do it better. But yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's really good, Char.
Like, here's my
I need to watch
I was molded in the darkness.
Okay, so I need to watch The Boys. I need to watch Harley Quinn. I feel like I'm missing something.
Harley Quinn's an easier watch. It's shorter.
Harley Quinn's a fast watch.
So,
yeah. Pity us. We watched it week by week. We didn't get to binge it.
That hurts.
Yeah. That's why I think when I first saw it, I warned you guys. I was like, wait till it's all done. Because otherwise I think you're going to, like, do this. Because it was hard. Like, we paid for the DC Universe for its service and stuff like that, but it was rough. Yeah, we had to wait each week for an episode, so some of those cliffhangers were the worst. But yeah, it's a really bingeable show. Super bingeable. So, highly recommend.
Yeah. On a similar vein, I watched all of a show. It's one season. Right now it's only on iTunes that I really liked called Ted Lasso. It stars Jason Sudeikis, and he's an American football coach who comes to the UK to become a UK football coach. And he doesn't know anything about soccer. But it's just a good, kind of wholesome, heartwarming comedy show. I don't really know how to pitch it, but it's just nice to watch. It's a good show. It's so well written. It's acted. All the cast is interesting. Yeah. I mean, I guess the main hook is the owner of the sports team that he works for hired him because she just went through a divorce and her husband, his favorite thing was the sports team. So she hires Ted Lasso to hopefully try and ruin it. But then because he's so sweet and nice, like, you know, she regrets her decision and that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Is it kind of like it sounds like a drama almost.
Yeah, I guess it's a drama. It's definitely
Dramedy?
more of a drama than it is a comedy, but like it's definitely lighthearted. It's not like super grim dark drama.
Yeah, sometimes you need that. It's nice.
Yeah, I think it's just good. I have nothing but nice things to say about it. Everyone should watch Ted Lasso. Okay. Other than that, I don't think
it's like a nice palate cleanser.
Yes.
Did you play anything?
I played WoW.
Did you get a house?
Expansion. a real. Because the expansion got pushed back to an unreleased date, but the pre-patch still came out. And the pre-patch, the biggest thing that it did was, so currently in WoW, the level cap was 120, and the Shadowlands expansion would have been at 130. But the pre-patch has made the level cap 50, and the Shadowlands expansion will make it 60. So they squashed everything down and theoretically rescaled it. And now also you can do any content in any order, which is really nice for living multiple characters. Because you don't have to do, like, if you do like a sixth or like maybe a third of the content, you'll hit level cap. So now if you're living multiple characters, you have a lot more choice in like which zones to do, so it's not too repetitive. So I've been doing that. I've been leveling a couple of alts with the new experience just to get a sense for it, and it's been pretty nice.
That's interesting that they decided to squash it down instead of.
Yeah, I think it's like the main.
That must be a
goal was
bitch to balance.
It's like I've already like both of the new characters I'm leveling. They also didn't squash it super smart, like intelligently, because like as I'm leveling, I'm getting skills, and with both of the characters I'm leveling right now, I've gotten a skill that improved a skill I hadn't unlocked yet.
Oh.
And it's like, you put the order on these wrong. Like, oh, I can stealth better? That'll help once I learn how to stealth as a druid, which I don't learn in for like 2 more levels. It's like, this is weird. I don't understand how it's happening this way. It's also weird too, because like, some of these characters I had at like level like 30 or whatever before the pre-patch, so they got squished down and they unlearned spells. It's like, oh, I thought I could do this. I gotta actually play a little more to relearn this thing that because they changed the order of spells, which is fine, but it's just a funny experience. Other than that, I haven't really played any. I didn't record any of this, but with a friend, I played through. We didn't quite finish, but we're almost done with Ib and Ob, which is a 2-person cooperative platforming game. So, like the main thing of Ib and Ob is like there's like a horizontal line for like the floor, right? And then very frequently there'll be like fuzzy patches, and you can fall through the floor, and gravity always pulls you to the floor. So one person can run on the top, and one person can run on the bottom. Or you can both be on the other side, whatever you want. But usually the puzzle involves you coordinating your efforts on both sides to progress through the level in interesting ways. So that's been kind of fun and very challenging. And then also we played through Untitled Goose Game co-op, which was, I'm glad he'd beaten the whole...
Oh yeah, co-op is a new patch or something, right?
I don't know if it's new, but my friend, it's his game. He had 100%ed it, and so I was playing it with him for the first time ever, and it was fun. And I'm really glad I did it co-op because it seems like it'd be way, way harder single player.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's it for everything I played. Played a little bit more Luigi's Mansion. I'm probably, I don't know, 40% of the way through. In terms of, because you're in a mansion recovering, or a hotel recovering elevator buttons, and I think I've recovered like 7 of the buttons out of like 20, and there's like basement floors and stuff too. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. I've been doing a lot of more reading. I don't know. I've been doing this thing with this person where we both read like a book, and I've been recording it. But I haven't published it yet because I'm not sure how much I can get away with. So like
an audiobook kind of thing?
We're basically doing
a reading.
But
yeah,
I don't...
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a regular book we bought on Amazon, and we're both just reading it. Like we take turns reading pages. But I don't know what I can release. Like I don't have a license to make an audiobook. I don't know, can I release the screen cap of the page that I'm reading? Is that too much? Like,
do you want to like put it up on YouTube or somewhere?
I might. I figure because I'm doing this for fun, I might as well share it while I'm making it. But
there are audiobooks
I
on
have
YouTube,
recorded like
sure.
three episodes worth. It's like I don't know what I'm allowed to do. I might just put it up and just see what happens. I assume I remember reading a story a while ago that because let's say put it on YouTube, the person consuming it on YouTube, because they can't like easily turn pages, then that's like a barrier like to this, like, because if I just took the book and like took a picture of each page and uploaded that to like Instagram, that would be bad. But because it's like a video where the user can't like turn the pages, like the rate is kind of controlled by me, then it's different enough that I think it gives me some gray area. But also, no one's going to see it anyway, so it's not really a problem. It's not like I'm going to be like, you know...
But we're talking about the YouTube algorithm here.
Yeah, you're also not monetizing, but...
I won't be monetizing. The algorithm's not going to notice. I don't think they really do visuals, visual copyright.
But you know those... I don't know how they do it, but on YouTube videos now you can see like chapters almost. Have you seen those? I know Sarah has seen those.
That. I don't know where they come from.
Usually you get it like if they upload like an entire album and then you get to choose the songs. I guess you can do that with pages, no?
I guess you could. I think that'd be something I probably have to set up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't think it's automatic. No idea how they do it though. Never really bothered looking into the YouTube backend.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate it if they do give me that, because sometimes I listen to long albums and I just want to choose like whatever songs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So back then it was all just like comments and putting the timestamp link, but now you can actually just click on the video, which is cool. I think it's quite cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's it for me.
I finished Death Stranding like yesterday.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
What's that? So what does it mean to finish it? Like you did 100% or?
But like, I finished the story.
Do you just set it down?
Like there's a story to finish. Yeah. So
Yeah. I didn't know if you meant just the story or something else.
Oh no. Oh no, yeah. I don't 100% games. Jesus, fuck no.
Okay, I don't either.
I don't care if I have. I have played. So the PlayStation 3 had trophies, right? Not in the beginning, like quite like later on. And I've played so many years of it, and I have 1 platinum, and I don't even know why. I don't remember which game it is. Like I do not care. I mean, it's nice to get trophies and stuff. It's just trophy hunting is so boring to me.
There's a lot of real finicky stuff to get 100%. There's always at least one achievement where like I'm not having fun getting this achievement.
And I mean, I guess it's sort of the same, but I much prefer grinding and getting my character stronger than grinding and getting trophies. Like, does that make sense?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, Death Stranding is definitely a Hideo Kojima game. I am gonna watch a video explaining what Death Stranding is. I get the general gist. I get the idea of it mostly, but I just like some of the little details like I feel I don't really understand. So I'm gonna watch a video on it. Hideo Kojima still suffers from self-wankering syndrome, I guess.
Oh.
It's Hideo Kojima. That's his shtick. He likes to,
Yeah.
It's a good game. I just really love the whole theme of connecting people and you playing a delivery man. I just really hate that there was so much combat in it at the later stages. Yeah. It's just I really enjoyed building like the roads and the highways, helping out the different players, connecting all the different like small little places to the network and stuff. But the combat, like I feel it was unnecessary. Like I really enjoyed all those other things, and the combat once they started like first they introduced like there's actual combat and stuff. They kind of like gradually, and then by the end it's pretty much just you shooting fucking grenade launchers and bazookas at bosses, and I'm like,
It kind of sounds like Dying Light,
really?
where you just go from being like
from
scared
melee
and running
to
from everything to actually just
That's true.
slaughtering everything in your path.
But that one is more of a power up problem, and this one is more of a entire gameplay feels shift, and it's just and I feel it didn't fit in a way because it was doing all the delivering packages and the connecting people things so good, and I feel very satisfied doing all those things, and then suddenly you give me a bazooka. I don't really give a shit. Like I just want to deliver packages, man. That's
Sure.
I just feel like he kind of ran out of steam or something, and just like, how do we get the player to move the plot? Shoot a bazooka at the thing. Okay, that's one way, I guess.
There's some games that like when they try to do interesting mechanics. I'm thinking of the original Watch Dogs, where in the beginning it had like some interesting mechanics, and towards the end it just became a shooter game.
Yeah,
it was not built to be a shooter game.
like Watch Dogs 2 was great. I loved it, but I'm just like a hacker kid. I'm not gonna be shooting security guards in the face. That makes no fucking sense.
Exactly.
Dude, what the fuck?
I didn't play Mirror's Edge 2, but wasn't that also a complaint about it?
Maybe I only played the first one. The first one
I don't
that was
remember.
not the case.
Yeah, the first
I
one
wouldn't be
was fine.
surprised. Yeah, first one was actually pretty good about like you could play the whole game without shooting. Like, there was one time you had to shoot a sniper. It was a story plot thing, but every other time you did not have to. There was actually an achievement for it. You know, I never
Right,
played
'cause
two, so I couldn't tell you, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Because the final level, to get you basically have to run around because you have to destroy these things by shooting them. But so if you make the achievement, you have to run around and hopefully the guards shooting at you hit them.
So
Jeez, that's kind of ridiculous.
so Death Stranding feels kind of like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Okay.
Interesting, intriguing beginning, really long and solid middle, and just a really meh end. That's
Got it.
I still really recommend it. I think it's really good. It's on PCs too, and I just really enjoyed the online system, the connecting people. It's just really good, but the whole combat thing, this.
So, are you playing with people in real time?
No. So basically,
Okay.
You're a porter, delivery guy. Other players are also porters in the same world, kind of thing. So they will build structures and stuff like bridges and post boxes and battery generators. Their structures can be in your game,
Okay.
and you building your structures can be in their game. You can help to upgrade their structures. They can help you upgrade your structures. And then in the middle, there's this like roads that you can build, and those are really expensive to make. So everybody can like pitch in to put all the materials in, and then it's just this cooperative without actually seeing another player. I thought it was really cool, like this invisible hand helping you, but it's literally
Dark
other
Souls-y,
players.
but a little more interactive.
You can also see their items. So like sometimes you can donate equipment like guns and boots or whatever. Like your boots, they can
That's cool.
They can get destroyed and stuff. And it's just people helping each other out, and that was the main thing of the game, and that's what he was trying to do. And I think it worked. It's just the combat. Like what?
Yeah, what was the point of that?
And the story is interesting but a bit convoluted. I feel like some things, if it was still a mystery, it would be fine. But when you try to explain everything, it just kind of get a little bit what? Basically, I feel like he tried to put way too much in, and I feel like the game would have been better with just some things being left out. But overall, I think it was a really good game. I really enjoyed it, and the you pretty much fight against the weather as much as the enemies as well, because like the rain
It's like Zelda.
the rain fucks up your cargo, and also you can slip and fall and stuff. Yeah. So, but just really interesting concept that kind of died out a little bit at the end.
Gotcha.
But then after you finish the game, credits roll, blah blah blah. You will then be like, 2 weeks earlier, before the right at the end, you get to play the open world again, kind of thing. So
cool.
do like get achievements and stuff. So, but I'm not gonna play anymore. I put in, apparently the game said I put in 130 hours. I'm like, I don't remember playing that much.
230?
130.
Wow.
130.
130. Okay, still,
Jeez.
it's good. It's a good
Damn.
chunk.
So yeah, the other game that so apparently I got the last ending I can get, and now it's just mostly getting side stories of characters and stuff. But I got the last ending of Hades apparently.
Oh,
I didn't know there was more than one.
Yeah, so like, because of roguelike, you continue playing it, and after getting ending, you still continue playing it because you get to find out more stories about all the side characters and stuff, and even the main characters. So you just gotta keep doing it. And I'm gonna be like, it's one of those games that I'm gonna be like playing on and off because it just feels so good. Like the gameplay, it just feels like all the sound effects and the way the character moves.
Is it a platformer? Is it isometric?
Isometric action.
Okay.
And it's and one of the things that I really liked about Hades is I feel like they have six weapons, six, and I feel like you can ask like 10 different people and you'll get 10 different answers of like the different tier lists of weapons. Like I feel like they made every weapon viable in a way. I just thought it was really cool. Yeah, it just really depends on your play style and how lucky you are with the different upgrades, because certain upgrades work better with certain weapons, depending on the run. And I also like the idea of God mode, so they put in like this God mode / easy mode. What it is basically, so roguelike is all about dying a lot, right? So if you die, you get, with God mode on, if you die, you get a 2% increase in damage resistance for your next run. So that accumulates.
Cool.
I'm not sure what's the maximum, but it's just to make it easier. And I feel like maybe it's the only roguelike I don't play that many roguelikes though, but it probably is one of the few, if not the only one, where dying doesn't feel like, when you die the plot moves, like you learn about the characters and the story. So like it's just
Okay.
it's such a well designed game. Jeez, it's so good. I
Yes,
think
I've heard good things about it.
I think
And
4
that
will like
studio has
it.
a good track record for game design.
Supergiant is great. If it's, and I feel like Sarah will like it too because it's just a. If you're not really into roguelikes, it's one of those games where you introduce people to roguelikes. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Yeah.
Roguelike light.
Yeah. So if you're not like a hardcore roguelike player, you never like roguelikes, I feel like you still enjoy Hades.
Gotcha. I heard good things about it.
It's great.
It seemed interesting.
It's top 3 game of this year for sure for me.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from a lot of people.
Supergiant Games always such good stuff. And so I've been following them on Twitter and stuff. So I didn't know this, but the lady who sings in all their games and one of the guys and Darren Korb, the composer, they're all like resident voice actors for Supergiant Games. So I'm not sure if that means they're full-time salaried employees. So like even after the projects, they maybe help out in the because usually voice acting is like on a contract basis, right? Once you finish your lines, you go to the next job. So I just thought that was cool for an indie studio of all things to have like salaried, like resident voice actors. They probably still allow them to do other things. I'm not super sure on this, but I thought that was really cool considering how very much contract heavy the video games industry is, especially for voice acting. I thought that was really cool. The narrator of Bastion narrates this game and is the voice of Hades.
Ooh.
And also he was also the sword in Transistor, the guy in Transistor.
Right.
Okay, I knew Bastion. I knew that. I love that guy. I love
His
the
voice is
narrator.
so dreamy.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah.
He raged for a while.
But Hades, it's great. Go and play it. Like seriously, just if you don't really care about characters or the story, which I don't think will be the case, I think you will. The gameplay alone is worth the asking price. Like it feels so good. The combat, the way the character moves, and the way the character hits, and how the different weapon plays, how the different weapon hits. It's just. I'm not bored of it. I've played like 50 hours of it. You just pretty much fight the same bosses every fucking time. It just doesn't get old. It just doesn't. But yeah, so that's Hades. That's pretty much. I've been pretty much just trying to finish Death Stranding and been playing Hades. Like, that's pretty much my.
Nice.
News time or.
Sure.
I don't have much. Mario Kart Live Circuit is out.
What is that? I haven't heard of that.
So it's real life Mario Kart. So you buy a $100 thing. It comes with like a model cart. You can buy Mario or Luigi. It has a camera on the cart itself. You put in the box. It comes with like 4 like checkpoints, and you can build your own track in the house. It's
Interesting.
and you play and you see your car through the Switch via the camera, so it's like AR basically. It's really cool. It's $100 though, so
That's more than I want to spend, but cheaper than I would have guessed.
so right now there's only Mario and Luigi, so $100 each. So I'm not sure if they're gonna come in. I'm sure they will come in more, isn't Nintendo.
I see.
But it sucks because it's like $150 over here. I'm like, yeah, fuck, nah, I'm not gonna. I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that for. I don't have the space, and I have a cat, so no.
Oh my gosh, I hope that would be part of it. The cat just swipes it away.
I saw a video on Twitter. A cat is attacking them, and now. Yeah,
So funny.
but I can see like scalpers doing this. They did it with the Ring Fit, and this is an even more of a like because it's Mario. Yeah. So the next one is about Spider-Man for the PS5.
Oh yeah.
This is fucking amusing to me. So I just learned this for next gen. We're not just getting like faster loading speeds. We're not just getting next gen loading speeds. We're not just getting next gen graphics. We're not just getting next gen open worlds. We're also getting next gen faces. Apparently, they literally changed the character model of Spider-Man Peter Parker From the
Yeah.
PlayStation 4 version to the PlayStation 5 version, they changed it.
Yeah.
And their
I-
excuse was literally next gen. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
Next
It
gen
was
face?
weird.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It was
Even
very
if it
strange
had looked
because
better, I don't know why that it was needed.
I don't know.
yeah.
Apparently, literally they said it's better for the next gen experience. I'm like, what? How does that? I don't even understand. So the voice of Spider-Man Peter Parker is Yuri Lowenthal.
Yuri Lowenthal.
Yeah, he's like a huge VA, right? But
Yes,
he's old.
huge.
So they didn't use his face for the PS4 version. They used another actor. I can't remember what's his name.
Yeah, I forget who it was.
But apparently this new one is like a young looking Yuri or something. I don't know. I can't see it. Honestly.
He just looks younger. I mean, from just a critical standpoint, it was just weird because he looks like a high schooler, to me at least. And the new one, was opposed to a college student, like the other one was.
A lot of people say he looks like Tom Holland a bit.
Yes,
That's
he
what I
kind of.
thought it
That's
was
how
until you told me this story.
That's actually what I thought it was too. I was like, I think it looked like it was kind of going more for a Tom Holland look.
And
when
I
saw
wouldn't
it,
be
I was like,
surprised if Marvel said, can you go with a more Tom Holland look?
maybe, yeah.
Because he's the
It is-
iconic face that people put on Spider-Man now.
Yeah. It is just weird to see just because, yeah, I was like, wow, he looks way too young. At the same time, the fan reaction was terrible. There were death threats involved. Yeah.
Really?
So maybe not.
That was not necessary
Yeah.
at all. I mean,
course
death threats is
there
not
were.
necessary ever, but still.
Yeah.
Of
it
all
was.
things.
I forget who was. Was it maybe the guy who's.
I think it was the director.
Right?
No, I can't remember
Or
something.
the director?
I think the game
Some
director.
guy on the team. He was like, I get you guys are upset, but maybe take it easy on the threats. Yeah, he made a tweet about it.
I think I remember now.
So yeah, people are crazy. Even if, like, cause I remember I saw that. I was like, that's weird. I don't know about that. But yeah, I'm not gonna. But ugh, man, gamers are some of the most entitled people on the planet.
Death threats aside, next gen faces is a weird thing to say. I'm
Yes,
just gonna
it
say
is.
it out. Just gonna put it out there.
It didn't even look like a next gen. Like if you showed me those two pictures, I would assume the old one was the more recent one.
I would honestly, I would like to hear the more technical aspects of it, like.
That's a
Me
good point.
too. I'd just be
Good-
curious.
Or
because I
are they
didn't
just gonna say,
understand.
oh, are they just gonna go with the whole Ubisoft thing, like women are hard to animate or some shit? I don't know.
What? I don't remember that.
Seriously,
Oh
you didn't?
yeah,
You
that
don't?
was a
Oh.
yeah.
I forgot
yeah.
which
I think
Assassin's Creed it was.
It
Syndicate?
was Assassin's Creed. Yeah, they
No,
were
the
it was
one
for the online
before-
game.
No, I think it was
forget.
one of the earlier ones because they did have a female character in the London UK one. Syndicate?
Yes. Yep.
So it's definitely before that.
It was either. Well, to be honest, I think it might have been after. Anyway, it was when I think when they were trying to like the online version, and they have like 4 character models, all male, and everybody went. And that was their excuse was
women
it
is
was
hard
gonna
to
take too much
animate.
time.
Yeah.
It was going to take too much time to animate female.
Just
models.
look at the Dead or
And-
Alive franchise. Do you need like boob physics
Yeah.
lessons? Just look at that.
Yeah, what
DOA.
are you talking about? They did.
Boob
pretty
physics
much
have been done
change
since the
their tune,
PlayStation 1 or 2. I don't know when. but
It was ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. So yeah.
But yes, Spider-Man's face have been changed because of boob physics. That's literally a reason. That's literally.
That's our
why.
title.
Yep.
That's our that's our clickbait title.
Yeah. Literally a reason.
Next gen face boob physics.
Facebook.
Facebook. Oh my god.
So yes,
Facebook parody.
Foehamner wanted to bring up some pedophilia.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Pedophilia specialist Foe here reporting live.
Yeah, wasn't I the
Cub
incest
reporter.
specialist at one point?
Wait,
I
Foe
dropped
was an
that title.
incest specialist? What
Remember
was that?
that was the joke because there was like 2 games in a row I was playing.
Oh,
and
right.
And it was just like, okay.
Incest, but yes. And then every other anime game that had incest, I'm like, Sarah, I think you'll like it. Yeah, okay, I get it. I remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
Any visual novel, yeah.
Pretty much.
It's just the drama around Rooster Teeth blowing up because I don't know how big Rooster Teeth is, but I think at least 2 of the people, one of them much more than the other one, has had an
Ryan Haywood
increasingly-
and Adam Kovic.
Thank
Yeah.
you for the names. Thanks for facts.
Fact
And not just, hey, my
checking.
uncle told me. I heard from a person who read an article that.
Does your
a lot of
uncle work
people
at
come
Nintendo?
forward. Yeah. I mean, if you have the facts, maybe you should tell the story. But the point is, evidence has come forth with prominent people in Rooster Teeth who have been grooming and having extramarital affairs with underage women.
And sending their sexual pictures and videos to fans. And I think I'm guessing those fans are also minors.
Sexting, actively sexting minors, and then sexing minors after grooming them.
Yep.
So, definitely fired from Rooster Teeth. Probable actual prison time, hopefully in the future.
Hopefully. Whoop. Yeah, it's Rooster Teeth has actually been slowly dying. I don't remember what caused it. They had a big upset some years ago, I think, and it started to kind of split the team apart. Because they used to be big. The main thing I knew them from was Red versus Blue, kind of a machinima thing that took off. And then Ruby was their main thing, but the main guy in charge of it had passed away. Some would argue that Ruby was never the same after that. And yeah, they kind of just slowly started crumbling. I feel like there were people who left for unrelated reasons. And so then having this happen was just, oh yeah. So in November 2019, the vice president of product engineering was terminated due to domestic abuse and assault charges. Oh. So they've had a lot of problems. Yeah, they've had problems. I think there were a lot of internal issues, and so then these came out, and it just
yeah. I don't think we don't report on all of the drama that just happens with all internet personalities, but I think it's noteworthy just because of the scale of the actual crime that's been happening. It's not just drama.
No, this is like, yeah, exactly. And it's a big deal just because this, I think, will be kind of, I don't know if it's going to really stand after this. One of the...
I hope it always just raises awareness.
Yeah.
For this. Because it's got to be happening with more internet celebrity type crap.
I mean, unfortunately, we do know just because like there was kind of that influx a few months ago. Remember of in gaming companies of abuse and sexism and stuff like that.
And Smash Bros communities, YouTube personalities.
Yeah.
What is up with all this like internet personalities and grooming? Like there just seems to be like a higher ratio of them happening. Like, am I crazy? It feels
like it for sure.
Yeah, right?
I mean, it certainly feels like it. I don't know exactly what it is. I think, unfortunately, one thing I've had to come to realize, which is really disgusting, is that pedophilia and grooming happen way more often than we think it does, just in general in this world. But it definitely does feel like in higher positions of power. Like, I mean, I kind of made the joke before the show that, like, rock stars with groupies was a known thing. And you look back on it, and it was just grooming and pedophilia. But it was well known and documented with many rock
groups. There's movies about it, like Great Balls of Fire, starring Dennis Quaid and Winona Ryder. It's about what's his name? You know, the Great Balls of Fire, the artist who he married his cousin, and she was 14, and he was 20 something.
Yeah.
And Elvis famous for
Elvis famously.
Yeah, and
grooming and waiting till
this
she
kind
was
of crap.
Yeah, waited till she was 18, I think, and then they finally got married, but met her when she was 16 kind of thing. Yeah,
I'm sure they did non-penetrative stuff. I'm sure they did.
God,
I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know their sex
from a trustworthy source.
What?
I don't know my specialist contacts.
What? I mean, I don't pretend to know Elvis's sex history, but sure, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's gross. It's all gross. And so yeah, unfortunately, it is weird like how often it's now just coming out in big groups and gaming community and YouTube personalities. I couldn't tell you what the psychology of it is. I don't know the psychology of pedophilia, but it's messed up, whatever it is. It's just part of me feels like it just had part of that issue of the whole being inundated with a lot of young fans. I don't know if there's some weirdness that comes from that, but yeah, these were extramarital affairs, so some of it comes from people who are already married.
With kids,
I think of
too.
I think of Pro Jared and that whole situation too.
Right.
Yeah, just weird.
Is he still running his channel?
I don't know, because supposedly, I haven't done tons of research on it, but supposedly some of the like more problematic allegations were dropped or something. I don't of like the under minor like sexting minors kind of thing ended up being dropped. I don't really know. It is definitely true he cheated on his wife and like gaslit her. Like that's not that's an accurate statement. But it's so I guess the stuff against the minors I guess was dropped. So I don't really know. I'm not. He's a scumbag one way or another. But as far as I know, I'm not sure if he's really making new content. I think after that whole thing, just like what's her name? The lady that he cheated his wife with was
something. Commander Holly.
It was Ross's wife.
Commander
Can't think of her
Holly,
name.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, Commander Holly, yeah. I mean, I haven't heard anything from her since this happened either. So I don't know if they're... I think they're being a little quiet.
So yeah, that's... We always end... I should have ended it with a Spider-Man one.
A little lighthearted.
But yeah,
I can...
Yeah?
Go ahead. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, if you want something more lighthearted, I forgot to... Did I talk to you guys about Has Been Hotel? Like a while ago?
The subreddit shows up for me a lot. I don't really know what it is, though. You haven't talked about it.
Okay. I'm so sorry. This was like months ago, almost a year ago. You guys should actually give it a watch. It's on YouTube. So there's this animator who made a pilot, a hand-drawn cartoon called Has Been Hotel. And you just look up the pilot on YouTube, you'll find it. It's exciting because it actually got picked up by a program and they're going to be making regular episodes. Stamper plays one of the bad guys in it, if that inspires you. But basic story is it's a mature cartoon. Hell is overpopulated, and once a year it goes through like a purge by angels. And Lucifer's daughter, Charlotte or Charlie, is trying this new program where she wants to rehabilitate people so that they can maybe get to heaven, so there isn't a purge every year. And just that whole thing. It's very interesting.
Sounds interesting.
Very unique. Yeah, very unique art, but very well done. The voice acting is really good. There are 3 songs in the pilot episode, so maybe it's a musical cartoon. We're not really sure. But it might be. Characters are, like I said, very interesting designs. And, like, we're seeing potential interesting themes of just, like, abuse and trauma coming out, and potentially even maybe some, like, that white saviorship, because Charlie, comes from a rich family who rules hell and is trying to help people kind of thing. She and her, she has a girlfriend. They're in a relationship, and it's not seen as, like, that's just what they are. And stuff like that. It's really interesting. But yeah, watch the pilot.
So right now, there's only one episode on YouTube, basically.
Yeah, there's just the pilot. Yeah, I think it came out last year. But yeah, it got picked up recently. So they are going to be making episodes. If you like that artwork, if you like that style, I also highly recommend you look, what's it called? Give me 1 second to get the name. She has like another series she's trying to make called, give me 1 second, I have it up. Hell of a Boss, which is, you can find this also on YouTube. I think it also got picked up, but it's very likely just going to be a vignette. Very different story, but same universe. Basically, there's these people that are like professional murderers, so it's kind of like, it's a dark comedy. So they're professional murderers, and they're all kind of terrible, and they work together. So very different kind of thing. Highly recommend it, though. Very unique art, very good voice acting. The only reason I was just thinking of it was we just rewatched it recently just for fun. Still very much holds up. So highly recommend it. And yes, be excited because there's going to be more.
Cool. The showrunner of She-Ra one of a comic got picked up by HBO to be an animated series. Yeah. So I'm going to definitely pay attention to that one because She-Ra's amazing. So.
Yes.
But yeah, she writes comics and stuff. That's like one of the things that she does, and one of them got picked up. So yeah, I'm out. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I'm out. I wanted to end on a happier note, even if it was about hell.
We should mention, just because it's so funny, that Monster Hunter World trailer.
Oh right.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I don't know what I expected, but people were like, "Oh, it's terrible." I went, "What did they do? Is that a gun?"
I mean,
Is that a truck with a gun?
It looks like it's gonna be on the scale of like Transformers 2 or 3.
Yes. Oh, so bad. I guess the story is like they were from another universe and got transported to the monsters universe.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm assuming there's a portal and they go suck through and they have to close the portal because if they don't close the portal, the monsters will get through. And there's no way humanity could stop some kind of large reptiles. I mean, I guess some of these do have like god powers, I guess, but still. Like,
Oh, they do. They don't just like scaly monsters.
They have like they can control weather. There's there's like a literal Godzilla type monster, that in that scale, like fire lizard kind of thing. There are threats, I guess, but I don't know how they're gonna show that like the Monster Hunter weapons are more effective than guns.
Yep.
And missiles and nukes. And,
Yep.
Stuff that we have.
So yeah, I just learned about this, but Monster Hunter director, producer, writer is Paul W.S. Anderson, who is married to Mila Jovovich, and he also did all of the Resident Evil. So it's like,
of course.
Yes, he did.
Does she do any work that's not with him anymore?
I don't know.
The last thing I heard of Mila Jovovich was because like a stunt person had died on the set of the current Resident Evil. I didn't think the movie ever came out. Yeah.
Doesn't seem like she's. Yeah. I don't know what she's done ever since like Resident Evil stuff.
I know she's briefly in is it Anchorman? No, Zoolander. I guess that's pre-Resident Evil.
Apparently she was in the new Hellboy.
I saw that movie. I guess she was the bad guy. I have no memory.
The Blood
I saw it
Queen.
On a plane, so I don't remember it that well.
She apparently plays a character named the Blood Queen.
Okay. I'm not going to rewatch the movie.
It's pretty bad, right? Okay.
It was not great.
From her bio, it seems like she's done quite a bit.
Okay.
That's not Resident Evil.
That's not her husband giving her jobs.
Yeah. Her husband writing fanfic of her, basically. I think it's a good place to wrap up.
Lighter note, I guess. Maybe it's a darker note. I don't know. Lighter than the previous 3 notes ago.
Sounds good.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. This is Sarahscopic, SARAHSCOPIC. I'm pretty much on Twitter. You can catch me on RNG and T. And we also stream stuff there too. Say hi. And I'm Foehamner. I haven't been publishing a lot of stuff lately on YouTube, but I have been recording a lot, so there may be a bunch of like audio-esque books, or maybe I'll actually just record video games again. I don't know. My time is weird right now, but if I do anything, it'll be on YouTube. And I'm Pupunoob, and it'll be where. This has been episode 177 of the playonultra podcast. Thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.